1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. It may seem like I just said the numbers randomly, but if you look closely, it actually has a pattern. This is what we now know as the Fibonacci sequence. What's up, math geeks? I am Christine from Inquisitives, back again with another vlog. For the last videos, we have already tackled about mathematics and physics, chemistry, and many more. And in this video, we are going to explore another one: code of the physical world, Fibonacci sequence, and golden ratio in the Philippines. Mathematics. Mathematics is everywhere. Mathematics is around us. Mathematics has a genuine role and connection to nature. Surprisingly, the connection of mathematics led to the birth of the pioneer Leonardo Pisano Fibonacci, who not only introduced the world to such diverse mathematical notions known as the Arabic numbering system, but also introduced the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence, in layman's term, is the sum of the two numbers that precede it. For example, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So on and so forth. And in this sequence, a mathematical constant can be derived, from which is the golden ratio. The golden ratio is best approximated by the numbers of the Fibonacci sequence and is denoted by the Greek letter phi and tau, which is approximately equal to 1.618. And because mathematics is recognized everywhere, it unfolds the mystery of the human body, the nature, and the architecture. With that in mind, let the exploration of the application of Fibonacci and golden ratio begin. Mr. Map!
Observation of the human body confirms that the Fibonacci sequence is represented. Do you want to hear an example, Christine? Come closer. Ears. Did you know that the Fibonacci sequence exhibits a certain pattern that could describe an amazing phenomenon of mathematics? The spiral is one of the patterns that are generated in the Fibonacci sequence. Do you know this, Christine? Do you know that there are pi proportions in the spiral of the ear? I bet not. This would entail that there is a Fibonacci sequence formed in the ear.
Okay, you got me there. But if you think I got nothing upon my sleeves, then you are wrong. There is another example that I would like to add from your statement, and that is the ratio between our forearms, upper arms, and hands to our height. So, if you don't mind, Isa, can I ask you to raise your arms, please? Alright, so if you look closely, your forearms are actually 1/4 of your height. Your upper arms are 1/8 of your height, and your hands are 1/10 of your height. Don't you agree with me, Isa?
Yes, I agree. I didn't think you'd know anything about this. Anyway, the ratio that Christine mentioned earlier is actually based on Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, which has 15 proportion rules, explaining the ratio between each of our body parts. Moving on to our next destination, Mr. Map!
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. Oh, there you are. So, from what was stated, math can be seen everywhere. There are mathematical patterns in the natural world without noticing it. On the flowers and on the pine cones. Do you agree with me, Dorothy?
Truly, I agree with you, Doc. But maybe you could expound on it?
Flowers have a Fibonacci sequence, for the latter occur in most of the biological structures and forms of life. The petals of the flowers, as you can see, are arranged in a Fibonacci sequence. As Fibonacci numbers are pretty common in nature, it's no surprise that they are found in pine cones, for the number of spirals found are almost Fibonacci numbers, especially the pine cones found in Baguio City. One of the pines that is native to the Philippines is found in the city, which is the Benguet pine or saleng. These pine cone spirals commonly have 8 spirals in one direction and 13 spirals on the other. Do you get it now, Dorothy?
Yes, I got it now. Thank you for the information. I'd also like to share my personal insights on the Fibonacci sequence found in nature, primarily the waves and the tropical cyclones. You know, Zoc, an ocean wave is another significant example of the Fibonacci sequence. Just like the waves in Siargao, the surfing capital of the Philippines, this is the reason that there is a presence of a spiral which is made from the numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. You know, the 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on. And yes, the constant visitor of the Philippines, tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclones are like the 0 or 1 in the Fibonacci sequence. Like as you go counterclockwise, the spiral increases at a constant pattern, like what you can see in this picture. This pattern is much like the golden ratio, and well, do you get my point, Sock?
Sure did, Dorothy. You just added some gist to my brain. Advancing to the final destination, let's have Mr. Math.
In the final destination. Needless to say, this tackles the architecture found in the Philippines. Off we go! Let's have the churches of Panay Island in selected 16th to mid-19th century. One should not conclude that it was intentionally incorporated into the entire design of the buildings, as it can be considered that the ratios found were either concentrated in one facade or floor plan or scattered across the building. But before I go, are you still there, Jamaica?
Yo, I'm still here, kicking and alive.
Okay guys, there you have Jamaica. Moving onwards, we have the facade of the Jaro Cathedral, where golden ratios are found. We also have the floor plan and facade of the Panay Church, which shows the golden ratio formed. Lastly, we have the golden ratio found on the floor plan of Santa Barbara Church. These golden ratios are then verified by the geometric construction of the churches. So our fellow math geeks, many architects in the Philippines are fond of the golden ratio as the golden proportion. Presently, Jamaica has found something really interesting. Please unveil it, Jamaica.
Thank you for that brief intro, Clarice. So, like what Clarice stated, I'd like to share some info about the architecture found in the design for the new Supreme Court of the Philippines, which generated a golden ratio. To start, the design is a competition entry for the new Supreme Court to be located on a site in the McKinley Hills area of Manila. So mainly, this is just an interesting concept that I'd like to share. The new Supreme Court complex of Handel architects
recognizes the presence of the golden mean, which conceptualizes a significance of philosophy and mathematics. The building, if chosen, has spirals constituting the golden mean as it simultaneously begins to elevate. You know, this is such an exceptional move done by the architecture department of the Philippines, for this provides an array of opportunities to showcase different skills and talents.
Thank you, Jamaica, for the cognizance. I didn't expect that Fibonacci sequence would still be incorporated in modern architecture.
True that. I hope I could live longer to witness this. Imagine seeing the world become more balanced and aesthetically pleasing.
Aha! Applications of the golden ratio indeed have a great impact on how we perceive things. And this episode is just the tip of the iceberg.
Now that our exploration of the code of the physical world has come to an end, I hope that our fellow math geeks have learned something new about mathematics in the modern world. This has been Inquisitives, and we hope to see you in our upcoming videos. Bye!
Goodbye!
Goodbye!
Bye!
Goodbye!